The stadium lights buzzed like angry hornets overhead, casting long shadows across the dew-kissed field where dreams were supposed to take root. Alex Thompson, 17 and built like the all-star quarterback he was, gripped the ball so tight his knuckles whitened, the final seconds ticking down in a game that could clinch the state playoffs. But as the whistle blew and victory surged through the crowd's roar, his world cracked open, not from the hit he took on the last play, but from the voice that cut sharper than any tackle. His father's, raw and disbelieving, echoing from the sidelines where no parent should overhear a stolen whisper. Coach Harlan Thompson had always been the rock of Willow Creek High, a former college lineman whose gravelly pep talks turned boys into men, or so the town said. That night, after the huddle broke and the team spilled into the locker room amid backslaps and Gatorade showers, Harlan cornered Alex by the sinks, his face flushed redder than the turf stains on their cleats. "What the hell was that I saw out there, son? You and that Ramirez kid, holding hands like some damn fairy tale? You tell me right now this ain't what it looks like." Alex's stomach plummeted, the secret he'd buried under layers of spiral passes and late-night prayers spilling out in a rush of heat to his cheeks. He'd thought the bleachers empty enough for a quick, stolen moment with Javier, the wide receiver whose laugh lit up practices like fireworks. But nothing stayed hidden in Willow Creek, Texas, where Friday nights under the lights were gospel and anything else was sin. Dad, it's not," Alex stammered, but the words choked in his throat, tasting like ash. Harlan's eyes, usually steady as a compass, narrowed into slits of betrayal. "You're my boy? The one who's gonna make it big, carry the family name. And now this. Quitting's the only option if you're throwing it all away for that." The locker room door slammed behind a teammate, oblivious, but the echo sealed it. Alex stripped off his pads right there, the Velcro ripping free like the last thread of his old life. He didn't cry, not then. He just grabbed his duffel and walked out, the gravel crunching under his sneakers as the team's cheers faded into a hollow whine. By morning, the whole town buzzed. Thompson's golden boy had bailed on the team. No explanation, no goodbye. Whispers slithered through the diner and the gas station. Drugs, maybe, or a girl trouble. But Alex knew the truth would fester like an open wound if it ever surfaced. The drive home was a blur of taillights and radio static, Harlan silent behind the wheel, his jaw set like concrete. Their ranch-style house on Elm Street loomed at the end of the block, porch light flickering like a guilty conscience. Inside, Mom was in the kitchen, apron dusted with flour from the victory pie she'd baked, her smile crumbling when she saw Alex's face. "What happened, baby?" The score was 28-21. "You won." Harlan brushed past, muttering about family business, and disappeared into his den, the door clicking shut like a judge's gavel. Alex dropped his bag in the hall, the thud echoing his heartbeat. "I quit, Mom. Football's done." Her eyes widened, floury hands fluttering to her mouth, but she pulled him into a hug that smelled of vanilla and worry. "Oh, honey, whatever it is, we fix it. Your daddy's just proud, too proud sometimes." But Alex knew better. Harlan's pride was a fortress, built on gridirons and gender norms, with no room for cracks. That night, Alex lay in his room, posters of Troy Aikman and Emmett Smith staring down like ghosts of what he'd lost. The phone buzzed, Javier, texting a string of fire emojis, and "Dude, where you at?" "Party at mine." Alex's thumb hovered, then deleted the thread. Exposure wasn't just embarrassing, it was exile. By dawn, he'd packed a single backpack, scrawled a note, "Need space. Love you both. Don't follow," and hitched a ride to the Greyhound station. Dallas was 4 hours east, a sprawling anonymity where a kid from the sticks could vanish. He bought a ticket with birthday cash, slumped in the back row as the bus lurched forward, Willow Creek shrinking in the rearview like a bad dream. But dreams don't leave scars, and the one Alex carried was fresh, a father's disappointment heavier than any championship trophy. College hit like a freight train 2 years later, after community classes and odd jobs scraping by in Austin. Alex enrolled at the University of Texas, majoring in sports management because irony was a cruel teacher. He kept his head down, traded cleats for sneakers, and volunteered at intramural games just to feel the turf without the spotlight. The Longhorns campus thrummed with possibility. Diverse faces, rainbow flags fluttering on dorm windows during Pride Month. But Alex moved through it like a shadow, his walls higher than the 40 acres clock tower. Until Ethan. It started in a sociology seminar on gender roles. Ethan Hayes sliding into the seat beside him with a grin that disarmed like a perfect blitz. "You're hogging the aisle, man. Scoot." Ethan was everything Willow Creek wasn't. Openly bi, art major with tattoos peeking from his sleeves, voice carrying across the lecture hall without apology. They bonded over bad coffee in the Union, Ethan's stories of coming out at 16 pulling threads from Alex's guarded yarn. "You're too quiet," Ethan said one afternoon, sketching absent-mindedly on a napkin, a quarterback dodging invisible tacklers. "Like you've got a playbook in your head no one's reading." Alex laughed, the sound rusty, and for the first time since the bus ride, it felt real. They studied late, shared playlists of indie rock and classic rock anthems, Ethan's easy affection chipping at Alex's armor. But trust was a slow burn. When Ethan leaned in during a midnight cram session, lips brushing Alex's temple in a casual, "You're killing this," Alex froze, heart hammering like overtime. "I can't," he whispered, pulling back. "Not yet." Ethan's eyes softened. No pressure, just a hand on his shoulder. "Whenever, Ace. I'm not going anywhere." Ace. That nickname stuck, a reclamation of the quarterback Alex buried. But shadows lingered. A wrong glance in the quad, a teammate from high school transferring in and eyeing him warily, and the old fear clawed back. Summer break pulled them apart. Ethan heading to a family lake house in the hill country. Alex tempeing at a sports camp for underprivileged kids. Coaching those ragtag 10-year-olds, teaching footwork, not fame, reignited something dormant. One boy, shy with a stutter, reminded Alex of himself pre-Javier, talented but terrified. "You ever quit something you love, coach?" the kid asked, lobbing a wobbly pass. Alex knelt, adjusting his grip. "Yeah, thought it broke me. But it didn't. It just changed the game." That night, under a sky thick with stars, he called Ethan. "Miss you. And I think I'm ready to play again." Ethan's laugh crackled through the line, warm as a huddle. "About damn time, Ace." But as sophomore year loomed, Alex couldn't shake the echo of Harlan's voice. Quitting wasn't just leaving the field. It was leaving pieces of himself behind. And winning? That would take more than talent. It would take facing the ghosts head-on. Fall semester unfolded like a highlight reel in slow motion, Ethan weaving seamlessly into Alex's routine, their friendship blooming into something tentative and tender. They navigated the campus hand-in-hand during off hours, Ethan's thumb tracing circles on Alex's palm like a secret code. But Austin's progressive veneer hid fault lines. A frat party invite turned sour when a Longhorn linebacker, buzzed on cheap beer, slurred. "Heard you were some hotshot back in high school." "What? Couldn't hack the queers." Alex's jaw tightened, the room spinning with old locker room taunts. Ethan stepped in, voice steel-wrapped silk. "Cool it, Chad. Or I'll make sure coach sees that fumble reel from last spring." The guy backed off, muttering, but the damage lingered, a bruise on Alex's budding courage. "You didn't have to," Alex said later, walking Ethan to his dorm under sodium lamps. Ethan shrugged, eyes twinkling. "Felt like I did. Partners in crime, remember?" Classes piled on, but Alex's true education came courtside, volunteering with the UT women's soccer team. Coach Ramirez, Maria, sharp-eyed and no-nonsense, spotted his knack for strategy, pulling him aside after a sloppy scrimmage. "You've got quarterback eyes, kid. Ever think about coaching?" Alex blinked, the word foreign yet fitting like a glove. "Thought that door closed years ago." She arched a brow, clipboard tapping her thigh. "Doors don't close, people bolt them shut. Open it." Her words echoed as he scouted games, diagramming plays on napkins with Ethan, who doodled hearts around the X's and O's. Their first real date was low-key. Barton Springs on a crisp October day, floating in the spring-fed pool, water cool against sun-warmed skin. Ethan splashed him, laughing. "Tell me about the quit." "The big one." Alex treaded water, the story spilling out. Harlan's rage, the jersey rip, the bus to nowhere. Ethan's face sobered, but he swam closer, forehead to forehead. "That wasn't quitting, Ace. That was surviving. And look at you now, coaching circles around these pros." But survival had costs. A care package arrived from Willow Creek midterms. Mom's lemon bars, a photo of the old elm tree, and a letter in Harlan's block print. Town misses its star. Come home for Thanksgiving. We talk. Alex's chest tightened, the offer laced with unspoken conditions. He showed Ethan, who read it aloud in a mock southern drawl, then grew quiet. Go. But take me. Back up, remember? The idea terrified and thrilled, parading their truth in the lion's den. They drove the 4 hours west in Ethan's beat-up Jeep, radio flipping between Willie Nelson and Hosier, tension coiling like a spring. Willow Creek greeted them unchanged, dusty pickups at the feed store, Friday lights already strobing the horizon. Mom enveloped Alex in a hug that smelled of home, her eyes flicking curiously to Ethan. Brought a friend? Well, set an extra plate. Harlan loomed in the doorway, handshake firm but eyes appraising. Dinner was a minefield, small talk about crops and cattle, Alex's studies glossed over. Ethan's art major met with a gruff, that pay bills. But as pie was served, Harlan cleared his throat. Heard you quit the team back then. Still regret it. Alex met his gaze, for pausing. Regret hiding more. The air thickened, Mom's knife scraping plate like nails on chalkboard. Ethan jumped in, casual as pie. Alex is killing it at UT, sir. Volunteering with soccer. Might even coach someday. Harlan grunted, but a flicker crossed his face. Pride? Doubt. The night ended with air mattresses in the guest room. Ethan whispering in the dark. You slayed that dragon, Ace. Proud of you. But dragons have clutches. Next morning, over coffee, Harlan pulled Alex onto the porch. That boy your friend. He know the real you? The one who was going to be somebody. Alex's pulse raced, the old script begging to play. He knows all of me, Dad. And I'm still going to be somebody. Harlan's sigh was a gale. Just don't throw away what matters. The drive back was quieter, Ethan's hand on Alex's knee a lifeline. That was brave, he said. Braver than any pass. But Alex wondered if bravery was just delayed detonation. Spring brought scholarships and scouts, but Alex's path veered toward grad school applications and sports psych. Ethan's encouragement a constant wind at his back. They moved off campus into a shoebox apartment near Zilker Park, walls papered with playbooks and sketches, mornings tangled in sheets that smelled of coffee and possibility. Yet cracks spiderwebbed. Ethan's ex, a brooding sculptor named Riley, started demanding. Innocent at first, then laced with Miss Our Fire. Alex saw the notifications, jealousy a sour twist in his gut. Old news. Ethan dismissed, deleting the thread. But doubt seeded, watered by a campus rally where protesters waved signs. God made Adam and Eve, not Austin queers. Alex skipped it, feigning flu, but Ethan went, returning with a rainbow pin for Alex's lanyard. Wear it. Own it. Alex pinned it, but the weight felt like chains. Grad interviews loomed, Alex eyeing assistant roles at smaller colleges, Ethan landing a gallery internship in Houston. Distance loomed like a storm front. We'll make it work, Ethan promised during a hike up Mount Bonnell, city sprawl glittering below. Road trips, FaceTime huddles. Alex nodded, but the vista blurred with unshed tears. Then the twist, a call from Coach Ramirez. Got an opening at a D3 school in Ohio. Football, believe it or not. They need a fresh voice. You in? Alex's heart stuttered. Football, the forbidden fruit. Ethan hooped when he told him, pulling him into a spin. Hell yes. Redemption arc. But packing boxes unearthed the old jersey, moth-eaten in a bin. Alex held it, fabric whispering regrets. What if I fail them? What if Dad was right? Ethan cupped his face, fierce. Then you get up. Like always. Ohio called, a new field, but Alex carried Texas soil in his soul, and Ethan's heartbeat in his pocket. The move to Kenyon College in Gambier was a leap into autumn leaves and crisp Midwestern air, the campus a quaint bubble of ivy and isolation. Alex arrived as the youngest assistant coach on staff, clipboard in hand, tasked with quarterbacks in a program scraping for relevance. Head coach Ellis, a grizzled veteran with a limp from '92, sized him up day one. Heard you got pedigree. Don't let it rust. The team was a mix, raw recruits, transfers with chips on shoulders, and a tight end named Marcus who confided over protein shakes. I'm by, man. Out to the team, not the town yet. You. Alex hesitated, then nodded. Gay? Out to most. It's a process. Marcus grinned, fist bump sealing an alliance. Practices were poetry in motion, Alex diagramming audibles that clicked like puzzle pieces, but whispers followed. That Texas kid? Quit his high school squad. Soft. Ellis shut it down, but the doubt gnawed. Ethan's visits were oases. Weekends in a motel off I-70, leaves crunching underfoot as they walked the Caucasing River. You're glowing, Ethan said, tracing Alex's jaw. This is you. But Riley's shadow lengthened. A gallery show invite arrived, Ethan torn. Just networking, he assured, but Alex's text went unanswered for a day, panic blooming. When Ethan returned, I shadowed. Alex confronted. Was it just art? Ethan's laugh was brittle. Jealous ace is cute, but trust me. The fight simmered, unspoken until a rain-lashed night, Ethan admitting. Riley kissed me. I pulled away, but it shook me, us being long distance. Alex's world tilted, betrayal a blindside hit. So what now? I rebuild here, you rebuild there. Ethan reached, but Alex recoiled. Space. I need space. The door shut soft, but the echo thundered. Winter gripped Gambier like a vice, snow blanketing the practice fields into white voids where Alex drilled routes until his voice hoarse, pushing the team, and himself, harder to drown the ache. Emails from Ethan piled up unread. Miss you. Talk. But pride was a stubborn quarterback, holding the line. Coach Ellis noticed the edge, pulling him into the office after a sloppy indoor scrimmage. You're coaching like it's war, Thompson. What's eating you? Alex stared at the championship banners from 78, Ghosts of Glory. Personal foul. Off-field. Ellis leaned back, chair creaking. Life's full of them. But you let it bleed onto the turf, we all pay. Fix it. The advice stuck as the team busied towards spring ball. Marcus becoming confident, sharing stories of his own Rocky coming out. Parents who prayed it away. A girlfriend who stayed friend. Love's not a straight line, coach. It's a scramble. Spring thaw brought green shoots and a surprise. A scout from the Ohio State staff, eyeing their slot receiver for the Buckeyes. Alex prepped the kid meticulously, but during the visit, old insecurities flared when the scout asked, your high school tape spotty. Walk away, artist. Alex's smile strained. Had to pivot. Found my feet here. The scout nodded, but the seed of doubt sprouted rumors in the weight room. Then, a lifeline. An invite to a LGBT coaches network in Columbus, a discreet gathering in a hotel ballroom. Alex went alone, suit ill-fitting, heart pounding like pre-game jitters. There, amid name tags and craft beers, he met Jordan Hale, tall, broad-shouldered defensive coordinator from a rival D2 program. With a disarming smile and a backstory that mirrored Alex's. Outed in college, sidelined from pro dreams, now building empires from the booth. Heard about your Willow Creek exit. Jordan said over appetizers, no judgment, just empathy. Mine was a draft snub after a tabloid leak. Turns out, authenticity's the best revenge. They talked till last call. Jordan's laugh a bass rumble that eased knots Alex didn't know he carried. No sparks, just solidarity. A reminder that the field held more than straight arrows. Driving back, Alex pulled over at a rest stop, Ethan's latest voicemail crackling. I'm flying out. We end this silence. The meet was at a diner off campus, fluorescent hum and greasy spoons. Ethan sliding into the booth with shadowed eyes and a bouquet of wildflowers. Texas bluebonnets, smuggled north. I screwed up, he started, voice thick. Riley was closure, not craving. But I get it if that's not enough. Alex traced the table's grain, memories flashing. Barton Springs, Mount Bonnell, the pin. It's not about trust. It's fear. Of losing you to distance, to my mess. Ethan leaned in, hand over Alex's. Then let's rewrite the playbook. Together. They rebuilt slow, weekly calls, Ethan's sketches arriving like love letters, depicting Alex mid-huddle, fierce and free. Summer swelter returned Alex to Austin for an internship, the apartment unchanged but charged with reunion. Nights blurred into mornings, Ethan's body a map Alex relearned, but boundaries held. Touches tender, talks deeper. Jordan solid. Alex shared over breakfast tacos. Makes me think, maybe Dad could get it someday. Ethan raised a brow. Reconciliation tour? The idea simmered as fall camp loomed. Kenyon's roster bolstered by a transfer quarterback. Nate, cocky but coachable. Alex molded him, but tensions brewed. Nate's father, A booster with old-school ties, cornered Alex post-practice. Heard you're one of those progressive types. Just keep my boy focused, no distractions. The implication stung, but Alex fired back. Focus is family, sir. All kinds. Word spread, team fracturing into cliques, those who shrugged, those who sneered. Marcus rallied the allies, a quiet revolution in the film room, but the divide widened. Then the twist, a homecoming game against a powerhouse, Kenyan underdogs at 20-point spreads. Alex called audibles from the sideline, hearts sinking with the snap count. The crowds roar a bomb on old wounds. Down by 14 in the fourth, Nate scrambled, threading a pass that Marcus hauled in for 6. Touchdown, pandemonium. Kenyon clawed to a 28-27 win. Alex mobbed by players, Ellis clapping his back. That's quarterbacking, son. Postgame, Ethan's FaceTime lit up from Houston. Saw the highlights. You're a wizard. But euphoria cracked when Harlan called. First in years. Watch the stream. Not bad. Silence stretched, then proud. Alex's throat closed. Maybe, if you mean it. Harlan's pause was a chasm. Coming to the Ohio-Michigan game with your mom. Neutral ground. The line went dead, hope and dread tangling like vines. The Buckeye clash was electric, Columbus a sea of scarlet, Alex and Ethan in the alumni section, mom's arm looped through his. Harlan arrived stiff, suit crisp, eyes scanning the field like enemy lines. Small talk faltered. Weather, traffic, until halftime, score tied. That one last week, Harlan grunted. Reminded me of you, senior year. Alex swallowed. Before I quit. Harlan's gaze dropped. I pushed too hard. Thought I was saving you from choices. Ethan squeezed Alex's hand under the seat, silent anchor. You almost lost me, Dad. But I'm here, coaching, winning. Gay and all. Harlan's jaw worked. Then, I see that. And, sorry don't cut it, but it's a start. The second half exploded. Ohio State surged, but Alex's cheers blended with Harlan's, a fragile bridge forming. Post-game, over beers in a dive bar, Harlan asked about Ethan. Good man? Alex nodded, tears pricking. The best. As they parted, Harlan's hug was awkward but real. Keep throwing winners, son. Back at Kenyon, the momentum built. Undefeated streak, national polls buzzing. But shadows gathered. Nate's father pulled funding strings, demanding Alex's lifestyle stay sidelined. Ellis backed him, but the AD wavered, whispers of reassignment. Ethan flew in for moral support, their nights a refuge of plans and promises. If they push, we push back. Ethan said, mapping career moves on a whiteboard. Jordan called too, from his program's playoffs, heard the noise. Need backup. The network tightened, but personal storms brewed. Riley resurfaced at Ethan's gallery opening, a chance encounter that ended in tears and a blocked number. Done, Ethan vowed, but Alex's trust, once shattered, mended with scars. As winter games approached, a rival coach, ex-Willow Creek alum, leaked Alex's past to the press, quitter with an agenda. Headlines screamed, boosters balked, but the teams circled wagons, Marcus leading a locker room vow. We play for Coach Ace. The scandal hit like a thunderclap, local rags splashing, gay coach's secret past rocks Kenyon gridiron. Across front pages, pixels of Alex's high school mug smiling innocently beside grainy speculation. Practices turned media circus, mics thrust under noses, Nate's father smirking from the stands like a vulture. Ellis called an emergency huddle, face thunderous. This noise? It's static. We tune it out. But static corrodes. Recruits ghosted visits. Donors dialed back checks. And in the quiet of his office, Alex stared at his playbook, pages blurring. Ethan arrived unannounced, train ticket stub in hand, enveloping him in the apartment's dim light. You're not alone, he murmured, but Alex pulled away, voice edged. What if I drag you down too? This life's a minefield. Ethan's eyes flashed hurt. Then we dodged together. Or have you forgotten? Doubt festered, amplified by a voicemail from Mom. Your daddy's fit to be tied, says it's stirring old pots. But he told the paper you're his boy, no matter. Harlan's defense, gruff and public, cracked Alex's armor, but the assault persisted. Jordan drove down from Toledo, crashing on the couch with takeout and tactics. Frame it. Op-ed in the student paper, your story, your terms. Alex balked, too raw. But Marcus egged him on, the team drafting lines in the weight room between sets. The piece dropped midweek. From sidelines to spotlight, why I quit and why I returned. Vulnerable, unapologetic, it detailed the confrontation, the exile, the reclamation. Responses flooded. Hate mail venomous, but support title. Alumni donations spiked. A LGBT advocacy group offered legal backing, and Nate cornered him post-lift. My old man's an ass. Ignore him. We got your six. The tide turned. Practices sharpening with purpose. The team a fortress. But personal fault lines quaked. Ethan's internship extended, gallery director eyeing him for full time, and Columbus felt galaxies from Houston's heat. Late night calls frayed. Wish I could teleport. Ethan sighed, static crackling. Alex, buried in film study, snapped. Wishes don't win games. Silence stretched, then Ethan's quiet. Or build lives. We need a plan. Ace, not just plays. The words landed like a fumble, Alex replaying them as snow fell thick outside. Weekend visits became marathons of amends. Hikes in the Hocking Hills, where Ethan sketched ravines and Alex confessed fears. What if winning the field costs us the end zone? Ethan traced his palm. Then we punt and regroup. But regrouping strained. A misinterpreted text. Jordan's great catch-up, man, with a beer emoji, sparked Ethan's jealousy, a rare fracture. Who's the backup now? He joked, but eyes betrayed worry. Alex laughed it off, but the seed of misunderstanding took root. Conference play ignited, Kenyon storming to 8-1. Alex's schemes dismantling defenses like clockwork. A Thursday night thriller against Denison, rival since the Stone Age, pushed them to the brink, down 21-10 at half. In the locker room, tension crackled. A lineman, closeted and cracking, lashed out. This drama's jinxing us. Marcus shut him down, but Alex stepped up, voice steady. Jinxes are excuses. We're here because we choose each other. Flaws, fights, all. Now choose to fight. The second half was symphony. Nate's lasers, Marcus's hauls, a strip sack sealing 28-24. Postgame, the critic lineman gripped Alex's hand. Meant it, coach. Thanks. Ethan's hug in the stands was fierce, whispering. That's leadership. But elation soured en route to playoffs. Scouts whispered of NFL interest for Nate, his father angling for credit, sidelining Alex in interviews. Family first, the man sneered privately. Ellis intervened, but the slight festered, Alex questioning his place. Thanksgiving pulled Alex south, Harlan's ranch strung with lights, Mom's table groaning under turkey and tension. Ethan stayed in Ohio, work binding him, their goodbye kiss lingering like farewell. Willow Creek wrapped Alex in nostalgia. Old fields frozen, Javier's text revived. Heard you're a big shot. Beers. They met at the diner. Javier older, married to a teacher, kids in tow via photos. Never forgot that night. Javier said, coffee steaming. You saved me by leaving, made me own my straight self. Alex chuckled, but ache bloomed. Paths diverged, yet connected. Harlan joined later, uninvited, sliding into the booth. Read your op-ed, took guts. Pauses waited, then, I quit on you too, back then. Beer. They clinked bottles, Harlan admitting. Missed games since. Yours. The olive branch bent, but held. Alex returning north lighter. Ethan's airport pickup a beacon. Playoff berth clinched with a 35-14 rout. National eyes turning to Gambier, the smallest seed ever to sniff the Stag Bowl. Media swarmed, Alex fielding questions with poise, but a bombshell dropped. Riley, Ethan's ex, outed in a podcast as the by guy's dirty secret, dragging Ethan's name through tabloid mud. Ethan called, voice shattered. It's bullshit, but the gallery's spooked. Might lose the job. Alex drove through blizzard to Columbus, finding Ethan curled on the hotel bed, sketches scattered like shrapnel. This world's rigged, Ethan muttered. Alex gathered him close. Then we reroute. They strategized. PR push, legal consult, but exhaustion bred error. Alex, bleary from travel, forgot a team dinner, players arriving to an empty room. Whispers reignited. Coaches distracted, boyfriend drama. Marcus covered, but trust eroded. A freshman corner texting anonymously. Are you quitting again? The quarterfinal loomed against powerhouse Wartburg, Neutral site in Missouri. Bus ride thick with unease. Ethan stayed home. Focus on you. But absence amplified. Pre-game, Ellis pulled Alex aside. You're the spark. Don't let rain put it out. Kickoff was carnage. Wartboig's blitzes ferocious. Kenyon trailing 17-3. Alex adjusted on the fly, but a pick six off Nate's arm buried them 24-10 at half. Locker room seethed, the corners glare accusatory. Alex stood, throat raw. This isn't about me. Or headlines. It's us, brothers. Dig deep. Second half surged. Trick play for 40 yards. Marcus's one-hand grab. Nate's redemption scramble. Tied at 24, final drive. 98 seconds. Alex calling from headset, voice a lifeline. Snap, pump fake, spiral, touchdown as time expired. 31-24, euphoria electric. But in the handshake line, Wartboig's coach murmured, heard about the soap opera. Tough break. Alex's smile masked the hit. Back in Gambier, Ethan's podcast response trended, raw, resilient, securing his job, but distance debates resurfaced. Move here. Alex proposed over wine. Ethan hesitated. Houston's my roots. Yours. The question hung, a fumble in motion. Jordan's call interrupted. Semi-scout says you're HC material. Don't self-sabotage. Advice swirled as snow melted into mud season. Kenyon's Cinderella run dazzling, but Alex's heart lagged. Misunderstandings piling like uncalled penalties. Semifinals in Salem, Virginia, dawned gray and gravid. Kenyon's bus cutting through Appalachians like a spear. Alex reviewed film till eyes burned. Ethan's good luck video looping. You've got this. We've got this. But we felt tenuous. Their last call ending in sighs over logistics. Ethan's lease ending. Alex's contract unsigned. After the bowl, Alex promised, but promises bent under pressure. The opponent, Mount Union, was dynasty incarnate. Three-peat champs, rosters stacked with All-Americans. Kickoff whistle pierced the chill. Mount Union's ground game a hammer, pounding to 14-0 by quarter's end. Kenyon clawed a field goal, but halftime loomed dire, 17-3. In the visitors' locker, steam from Gatorade coolers fogged the air. Players slumped. The corners mutter audible. Told you, curse. Marcus shot him down, but Alex felt the fracture, stepping center. This field's not cursed. It's consecrated, by every scar, every stand. We're not here by luck. We're here by choice. Choose now. The words ignited. Second quarter of frenzy. Nate's deep ball to Marcus. 52 yards and 6. Strip sack forcing a turnover. Kenyon's returner rumbling 70. Tied at 17. Crowd a neutral roar swelling to frenzy. Third quarter tilted Mount Union's way. A 99-yard bomb. 24-17. But Alex signaled the shift. No huddle. Misdirection draws wearing their D-line. Fourth quarter, 31-24 down. For 12 left. Ball on their 28. Alex's headset crackled with Ellis. Your call, Thompson. Heart thundering. Alex scripted the drive. Slants. Draws. A screen to the back. Nate executed flawless, scrambling on 3rd and 8. Threading to the tight end for 22. Crowd hushed as Kenyon reached the 15. Clock at 0:22. Spike. Huddle. Audible to slant. Marcus streaked open. Ball leathered perfect. Touchdown. 31-31. Extra point good. 32-31. Mount Union's Hail Mary fell incomplete. Pandemonium erupting. Alex mobbed. Ellis hoisting him. Bullbound, kid. You did it. Elation crested, but crashed on the flight home. Nate's father, emboldened by the win, lobbied the AD for Ellis's ouster, positioning his son as the pure future. Whispers reached Alex. Distractions gotta go. Ethan flew in for the bowl week. Their hotel room a sanctuary amid media blitz. Proud doesn't cover it. Ethan said, arms around Alex post-presser. But tension simmered, a reporter's probing. How's the personal life impact your coaching? Left Alex evasive. Ethan overhearing later. You dodged. Again. Alex sighed, rubbing temples. Protecting us. Ethan's laugh was sharp. Or hiding. The argument escalated. Words like interceptions. Ethan's fear of being the footnote. Alex's dread of division. If we can't sync off field, how on? Ethan stormed to the balcony. City lights blurring tears. Alex followed, apology forming. But a knock interrupted. Jordan, in town scouting, heard the buzz. You okay? Ethan retreated inside, misreading the timing, hurt deepening into chasm. Stag Bowl Eve, Cedar Rapids Arena gleaming under domes. Kenyon versus Mary Hardin Baylor. Clash of underdog and powerhouse. Tailgates buzzed with national press. Harlan and Mom arriving incognito in the family section. Ethan's seat empty beside Alex's on the bench. Pre-game huddle. Ellis named Alex co-coordinator. A nod amid chaos. Lead us home. Kickoff was symphonic fury. Mary Hardin surging 10-0 early. Their option attack a blur. Kenyon answered. A 75-yard punt return. Nate's bootleg keeper. 10-7. Tension coiling. Halftime 17-14 down. Locker electric. The corner, redeemed, vowed. For ace. Third quarter balanced on knife edge. Interceptions traded, fumbles forced. Score seesawing 24-21 Kenyon. Then disaster. Marcus twisted on a cut. Ankle buckling, stretcher out. Field went still, Alex kneeling by him. You fought like hell, brother. Marcus gripped his wrist. Finish it. For us. Subbed in, the freshman receiver rose, channeling fire. Fourth quarter, 31-28 Mary Hardin, 6:45 left, Kenyon ball at midfield. Alex's mind raced. Weather the storm, counterpunch. No huddle onslaught. Quick outs, jet sweeps, Nate evading ghosts. To the 12, clock 1:52. Huddle broke, Alex's eyes locking each player's. This is legacy. Snap. Draw up the gut. Touchdown, 35-31. Onside kick. Recovered. Kneel out the clock? No. Mary Hardin's drive ignited. 65 yards in 5 plays, tying 35 all with 0:41. Kenyon's turn. 3 timeouts, 75 yards. Alex signaled from sideline. Voice thunder. Slant flat slash. First play. Slant to freshman, 18 yards. Timeout. Second. Flat cross, 22 more. Crowd deafening. Third. Slash wheel. Nate drops back. Pressure collapsing. Scrambles left. Eyes downfield. Throws blind. Ball arcing perfect into freshman's hands at the 3. Incomplete. No. Diving grab. Momentum tumbling into end zone. Touchdown. 42-35. Extra point sales. 43-35. Mary Hardin's desperation heaves sails wide. Final whistle. National champions. Field storm erupted. Confetti cyclone. Alex lifted by teammates. Ellis weeping unashamed. Harlan breached the barrier. Bear hug crushing. My boy. Champions. Mom sobbed. Ethan's absence a hollow amid joy. In the chaos, Jordan clapped his back. HC offers incoming. Choose wise. Trophy hoist. Flashes blinding. Alex's speech raw. This isn't mine. It's ours. For every voice silenced. Every dream deferred. We rose. Press room frenzy followed. But Alex slipped away. Phone buzzing. Ethan. Watched every snap. Forgive me. Heart splitting, Alex replied. LAX now. Meet me. But as he typed, the AD cornered him. Ellis retiring. Board's eye on you, but clean house first. Nate's father loomed. Implication clear. Personal matters. Betrayal twisted. The wind's glow dimming to dread. Dawn broke over Cedar Rapids pale and promising. Alex pacing the hotel lobby. Trophy replica heavy in his duffel like a talisman. Ethan's flight landed turbulent, his face ashen from the red eye. But the hug was lifeline, fierce, forgiving. I bailed when you needed me. Ethan whispered, breath warm against Alex's neck. Scared of the spotlight scorching us. Alex pulled back, eyes searching. It almost did. But we're mid-game, can't quit now. They drove south in rented silence, then erupted in talk. Compromises hashed. Ethan's remote freelance. Alex's Kenyon anchor. Build here, Ethan said, hand on thigh. Roots and wings. The road unspooled. Champions high carrying them to Gambier, where the team waited. Impromptu parade. Bonfire roaring. Marcus on crutches leading chants. Ace. Ace. Harlan and Mom joined via video. Harlan's gruff. Brought the hardware home. But undercurrents swirled. The AD's clean house echoed in boardroom summons. Nate's father ensconced like a kingmaker. Ellis, packing boxes, advised, don't bend, kid. Breaks ceilings. Jordan arrived for the celebration banquet, his presence steady, but Ethan's glance lingered. Misread again? No. Clarity struck post-toast. Ethan cornering Alex in the hall. Jordan's bro code. I see it now. Sorry for doubting. Laughter bubbled, tension dissolving like mist. Yet the board convened, Nate's father pushing. Thompson's talented, but liabilities, past quits, personal entanglements. Whispers of a rival offer, bigger program, fresh start. Alex faced them, suit sharp, voice steel, liabilities? That's code for progress. I've built this team on trust, yours included. Fire me, you lose more than a coach. Silence. Then the chairwoman. Interim HC. Prove it next fall. Nate's father stormed out, but Nate stayed, apologizing. Dad's wrong. Your family. The pivot stung, but victory tasted sweeter. Spring bloomed tentative. Kenyon's fields greening under Alex's first HC helm. Recruits flooding, LGBT Alliance banners fluttering. Ethan relocated piecemeal, sketches adorning the office walls, their apartment expanding to a cottage by the river. Dates wove work, scouting trips doubled as getaways. Ethan's insights sharpening Alex's psych edge. Twists lingered, a defamation suit against the leaker settled quietly. Harlan visiting, bonding over grill and gridiron tales, admitting, I quit on love once. Won't again. Mom beamed, her pride a quiet force. Marcus rehabbed fierce, returning for senior year, his story fueling campus panels on identity and sports. National spotlights followed, ESPN features, glad nods. But Alex grounded in routine. Dawn runs with Ethan, film sessions with Nate, now co-captain. Senior week crescendoed, undefeated regular season capped by a rematch with Mount Union. Revenge under lights, arena packed beyond capacity. Pre-game, Ethan slipped a sketch into Alex's playbook. Them on a podium, rings glinting. Not trophies, he winked. The real win. Kickoff thundered, Union vengeful, leading 14-7 early. Kenyon countered, but a targeting hit sidelined Nate. Elbow to helmet, stretcher grim. Chaos, Alex signaling the backup, a walk-on freshman with raw arm. Halftime 21-17 down, huddle fracturing. The old corner, now leader, rallied. For Nate. For Ace. Third quarter blitz. Will routes. Blitz pick 6, 28-21 Kenyon. Union tied at 28 all. Fourth quarter a grinder. Fumbles, flags, clock merciless. 2:11 left. Kenyon ball. Down 35-34 on a missed extra. Alex called the audible. Flea flicker, reverse to the freshman, who lateraled back. Spiral sails 45 yards. Touchdown. 40-35. 2-point try. Read option keeper. Alex is hard in throat. Backup dives in. Good. 42-35. Union's drive stalled at midfield. Forced punt. Kenyon kneels twice. Whistle blows. Back-to-back titles. Impossible dream realized. Field invasion title. Alex hoisted again. Ethan in the fray. Kiss salt-streaked amid cheers. Harlan on the jumbotron. Voice booming. That's my son. Presser overflowed, but Alex deferred. This is team. Family. Post-victory, quiet settled. Cottage porch, stars pricking velvet sky. Ethan beside. Years from that bus? Alex mused, head on shoulder. Quit thinking I'd lost. Ethan's fingers laced his. You found more. Us. Dawn gilded the river, future unfolding. HC offers tempting, but Kenyon home. Ethan proposing a joint venture. Art sports camp for queer youth. Harlan's final text. Proud. Always was. In Willow Creek echoes, Alex returned summer's end. Fields alive with Pee-wees, Javier coaching beside. Full circle, Javier grinned. Harlan watched from bleachers, not approving. Life's playbook rewrote constant. Missteps to masterpieces, prejudices to partnerships. Alex Thompson, once quitter, now legend, knew the truest title. Survivor, lover, leader. And in Ethan's gaze, the deepest win, unbroken.